Welcome and hello there. Today we're going to look at my pod predictions. I am joined today by Nicholas,
Hello.
who also played in the tournament. Little spoiler, we both didn't do that well, so we're both not in the race for first place anymore. Nonetheless, we will have a lot of fun discussing the lists and discussing where my predictions were wrong. Another spoiler, almost everywhere, but it is what it is. So,
We will, for sure.
I mean, if we want to look at the first one first, that's also your pod, so I think you can probably tell me a whole lot more about it. I put
Yep.
you with your list in first place because I think list-wise, I thought it was like a really good list. And I thought
And that was the funniest thing ever.
I mean, yeah, I mean, as we discussed, I do not know most of the players, sadly, so I couldn't go off of the player skill level, and I didn't know who's who.
Yep.
I mean,
Let me explain your
who would
sense.
you say was like, or is like the just player level, completely disregarding the ships or the lists until is the strongest person in your pod or was?
It was Simon all along, to be
Okay,
honest.
so you would have
Uh,
predicted Simon.
yeah, so the thing is, I don't know much Alex. That's kind of the only player I don't know in this pod. But the list in itself, I was expecting it to be pretty good. So maybe second. So I think you were right about that one. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to be first. That's for sure. Well, I think the thing that you didn't predict is I just never play Republic. So
I mean,
you can never expect to do good the first time. So that makes sense. So yeah, I was like predicting Simon, and then maybe Alex, because Eric is not actually that comfortable with the list that he has.
oh
So that was
yeah.
my prediction,
So
yeah, I think
from
that's
your
what he
game
ended
with
up
Eric,
doing.
how was that for you with all the hammerheads? Because I look at it again, I'm like, oh my god, it's whew.
So the thing about my games is that I started against the Onager, and to be fair to the player, that's exactly how you're supposed to play. But he just deployed at the opposite corner, speed zero, and waited for me.
Yeah,
So that kind of killed my morale for the entire tournament. So I kind
yeah, I
of
get that.
misplayed my two other games
Mm.
completely. So that the against Eric, I only won 7, but I should have won at least 9. And against Alex, I think I lost, but I could have won. So
I see. But yeah,
I'm
I
just
get
here to
how
play.
Onager is like very annoying if he goes speed zero and you have to run at him for 3 turns before he can start shooting.
Yeah, I just didn't have the list to face him, so that's my bad for sure.
Well,
Yep,
so you would have predicted Simon from the get-go.
because he's just the best player of the pod. So
Yeah, and I mean
I
he's
think so.
going to Gold Cup. What do you think from like all the Gold Cup people? I know some of them.
I think he's gonna have a tough time. To
You
be
think he's
honest,
gonna have a
I think
tough
he's gonna
time?
have a tough time
Oh, why?
because there are lists that can do a lot more to his onager, and that's kind of the weakness of his list. That he has an onager that's not doesn't have engine techs.
Yeah.
So if you know where it is, and you have small ships that kind of ignore it. It's going to be tough for him. And I think, yeah, better players in general. Alex is pretty good, but the two French were not up to his level, so it's going to be a lot harder for him. But he could do well. We'll see.
I see. Okay, well, I'd go on to the next part if you don't have any additions to this one.
Nope.
Um,
Nothing else to add now.
so yeah, as you can see, my predictions were very bad.
No, your second prediction was right.
I
I believe
mean,
so.
no. For the
Oh
first
no, you
pod,
predicted
I
Eric.
predicted completely wrong. But yeah, for the
Never
second,
mind.
yeah, no, for the second one, I predicted completely wrong for the second pod as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to Dr. Wondertainment, and he was pretty surprised to be in gold. I think was what he told me.
Yes. Yeah. Same.
As you can see from the points distribution, it was like very, very close. I mean, we have a 20 points for Dr. Entertainment with a 2-1, and then we have 19 points and 19 points for Ziran and Plusian, and all three players with a 2-1 score. that is like a very, very close match there. Yeah, also like one of the things why I would have loved for most of the players, if we had more time for the whole tournament, for place 1 and 2 to go to Gold Cup and there not being a silver. But that sadly is a hypothetical we won't have. So yeah, he is playing... yes, the Jerry thing I hate that I saw from him before with the Gladiator and the Quasar. I mean, he's always playing something like that with like... Oh no, wait, it's not even with Mauler. Okay, he's not always playing something like that.
You liar.
Yeah, and then like for Peltos, I mean, they are good, but I'm still surprised he did that well with like just the 4 squadrons and the
just him.
6 Peltos.
It's just the player.
Yeah,
Peltas are really tough to kill, so I mean, it kind of makes sense.
And they, like most of them aren't even 50 points. It's crazy.
Like, I was expecting Zarin to do a lot better, to be honest. We talked a lot about it with him.
Yeah, and I mean he has he is the French player that has run triple recusant a lot, right?
Yes, sir. He just did a huge pause from last time he played, which was a few months ago.
Okay, that makes sense. So he basically went in with
actually
like maybe a bit too...
It was more than 4 months. Well, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, so for Ziran it was probably a bit the preparation thing that he hadn't played a lot in the past. Yeah, I don't know really what to tell you about my predictions here. They were, again, totally wrong.
The TF prediction to me was a bold one. I mean, he has a good list, but knowing the player was kind of a bold choice there.
Okay, yeah,
but
like,
I was also expecting him to do.
I
don't
good. Know the player, and I see like this ultra tanky Providence with 3 hard sets, which like trades pretty well into most of those lists. Because for the triple recusant list, he has thermals, so he doesn't care about the intel officers. He has Beast of Burden, so he can thermal twice. Same really for Wondertainment. I don't know how or if he lost to him, but like
he did.
There is nothing in the list that can like really kill the Providence. So as long as you catch the Quasar or the Gladiator, you kind of trade up if you don't lose too many of your hard cells.
Yes, but then the thing is, the Providence is really easy to ignore, kind of.
Depends on how you play it, but yeah, I figure that is a big thing in the Providences, yeah. And then especially with
like
the
if you're
Peltas,
not used to play the Providence as much, it's easy to ignore.
But
like, yeah, but versus the Peltas, I think it's more surprising.
Like there I was like he's never got enough damage to go through the Providence with his Peltas. And he doesn't have the squadrons to do it, but apparently he did.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I don't know, that was like really interesting for me to see that I would have put him on second place and he didn't fare too well.
Yeah, I would have put him third, to be honest, but yeah, I think it was close enough.
You would have put Plusian on 1, or who would you have put
on third? And yeah, I think I would have still put Maxime first. I think so.
Okay, so you'd have actually put Wondertainment on 1. Crazy. I mean, so. I know he's like a good player, but I try to not let that interfere, and honestly, I don't like the list from him.
Same.
Like it has so little anti-ship damage, and the squadrons are, to me at least, not what I would have picked with Empire squads. Like
that's a fair point.
I mean, I get why you pick Reimer, but brother,
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I guess
we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on. That's just like, I don't know. I'm tilted because like if we look at the next one, my predictions were almost completely wrong again. At least I predicted that Arsenius would do well. I put him on 2. He came out on first. But yeah, it's a really solid list. I really wanted to see the Vanaders come through. But yeah, as we can see, I think for Avenger, for the Avenger pod, it's again like pretty close. Like with Arsenius, it's not even close. He like bashed everybody's face in. But then with the other guys,
Always.
if you look at it, they all went 1 and 2, and we have 12, 12, and 14. So I'd say like the other three are pretty close together. And it kind of makes sense to me as well, because they all have pretty ship heavy lists. So they don't run into like a big, like if we had one here that would be like 130 in squads with like a whole lot of bombing power, I think that would have traded very favorably into these three lists. But since they're almost all ship, and I say that as looking at 110 points in from DASWA, but like the whiteys don't contribute as much in bombing power, I think, with a single black die. Like they're okay, but they're not great. So I think at that point it comes down largely to player skill, because there's not much rock paper scissors being done here.
Okay. Here was my take on the pod. So I was sure Arisi was going to win this. At least 21 points. He got what, 20? That's close enough. He's the king of the 7-4, so he's going to get a 7 against everyone. And then actually, I wasn't thinking that Damien, so Daswa, was going to be second, but after seeing the list in real life, was it last week in a tournament? Yeah, I definitely now believe more in his list than I used to. I was hoping for Kaladesh to be second.
With the Onager and the weird Quasar.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I think his list just has the problem that it kind of undercommits into all of it. Like it doesn't commit into squadrons, but it has a Quasar that's kind of dead weight, especially against like the 4 Venators. Like with that squadron complement, it's almost dead weight into Arisius as well, because you've got Tycho and Sharon. They can just shut that ball completely down. And then you've like invested 60 points into squadrons and 60 points into a Quasar, which amounts to like a Star Destroyer not being there.
I do agree, but I was thinking he would do good enough against Damien, and I would put him high enough somehow. I don't know.
But I mean, like these squads don't even. I don't even know if they trade up against the 6 whiteys. If you play the whiteys,
well,
right?
Yeah,
there's not much the Quasar can do, because like you can wait out the timing, and if you wait the timing out, the interceptors and the TIE fighters don't do anything on the ships.
That's a fair point.
And then you just go in with rogue timing, and he either has activated them or he hasn't activated them. But in both sides, he only gets like an obstructed shot or no shot at all.
That's a fair point.
I think for like I kind of like Kaladash's list, but I think it's trying to do too much with too few points. Because I think you need to either like get rid of the Gladiator and full commit into squads, or you get rid of the Onager and full commit into ship killing.
Yep, that's a fair point.
And I mean, something I'd like to have seen here, which would have kind of gone for his like 50-50 approach, if you'd done a Quasar 2 with boarding troopers. That could have been very good. Because you can still do flight controllers on the boarding on the Quasar 2, and then you have boarding troopers and flight controllers. You can still flight controllers like 4 of your squads, +1 from token, but you'd also have like a thing that can flip 4 tokens. And that way you still have like a triple threat from your ships, because you have a Gladiator, a boarding trooper, and an Onager.
That's spicy, I like it.
Yeah, so what do you think about Arisius in the grand scheme of things of Gold Cup?
I think he'll do pretty well. Yeah, I think he'll do pretty well. I mean, it's Arisius, so.
So we've got how many? 16, 18 people in Gold Cup? I don't remember precisely. We have how many pods we have?
1 per pod, so 18.
18.
16 plus the 2.
Okay, so would you say top 6 Arisius? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Top 6, okay. For the other
Top
two,
6.
so Simon and Maxime, what would you say on those two? Top 6 or not? No top 6?
Oof.
We can
It's
try
gonna
and
be a
make a
tough
top
one.
6, and then I can judge how
I
your top 6 went.
I mean, I hope Simon makes it to top 6 because he did beat me pretty well, but I think he's gonna have a hard time. I think they're gonna be pretty close, but not there yet.
Okay, so you'd say Simon
my
maybe
take.
top 8.
We got a lot of really good players coming, so
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That is
give them too
definitely
much credit.
definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just mark down Arisius for top 6, and I'll go on.
Cool.
So for Pod Basilisk, I mean, I predicted Garrett would do well. He came in second though. Was kind of close again though. Not as close as the other pots though, because we've got 3 players playing 2-1 again. But I mean, 5 tournament points difference is a pretty decisive difference, I'd say. So Kaliumkre coming in well here with his Providence. Let's see. Yeah, it's a TF list. I think I've seen him.
Gallium did.
Wasn't that what he played at
Yeah,
the
he
GT
did
as well?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was also one thing where I was like, I didn't like this at the GT a whole lot. So now I also judged it a bit harshly, maybe.
I think so too.
But yeah, it's hard. Let's see. So Spike actually didn't do well, which is sad because I like his list. It looks kind of funny, but I mean it's Commander Sato. I think that was one of my predictions where I was like, I would like Sato to do well, and not necessarily I'm completely entirely convinced that it's the second best list in the pod.
Yeah.
Because like I would love.
I think
to
we all
see...
secretly wanted Spike to do well.
Yeah, I mean we want to see a Sato list somewhere doing like really well, right? It would be so fun, and I think it's like a really fun commander to play. It's just sadness that he doesn't do well.
Well, Spike needs to come back for the Vassal now.
Sorry?
Spike needs to come back for the Vassal now.
Ah, yes, for Vassal, I see.
Yes.
Actually, are you playing in the Vassal tournament?
I don't play on PowerPoint, sorry.
That's actually a good take. Yeah, no, I probably won't play either, but for me, I mean, I hate Vassal, personally. Hot take, but I guess. But it's just also a time thing for me, sadly. I would have tried to play Vassal again.
It looks fun.
Who did you predict that Kalium would do this well?
No. I don't know what I predicted on this one, but yeah, I didn't predict that Kalium would do that good. I kind of underestimated his.
I see.
That's a great teaching moment right there.
Okay, but like, what does it teach you?
I don't know that TF does surprisingly better than we all thought.
Okay, so we go back 2 pods and we see TF not doing well at all.
Yeah, no, but it's like his list looks not surprisingly different than the other one, and yet it did so much better.
But like personally, I think
something
like to me it actually looks worse. I don't know, because I personally hate the Munificent for not being able to go speed 3. And like I get the funny Gazantes with their ordnance experts, but they can't contribute to the raid mechanic. And like if you look at TF's list, it has 1, 2, so 2 extra. Well, actually, it only has 1 B2 rocket trooper more, right? Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'm shit talking.
He does.
Yeah. So it only has 1 B2 rocket trooper more. What I think is very strong is that it has Beast of Burden, which I think helps the Providence be even tankier. But like the total build for Kalium is better with thermal shields and early warning system.
Exactly. I wasn't sure if that was relevant. The Beast of Burden thing. When you have early warning system, it's just.
But the Beast of Burden thing is so relevant because it makes you double thermals, and like against any list that has like 2 big hitters, if you run into like Onager and Gladiator, you can thermal both attacks without getting rid of your brace.
Oh yeah, of course. But you look at this pod, and there's not much of anything of that. So.
Yeah, and like, well, yeah, I mean, late warning isn't really, yeah, so for this pod it wasn't as relevant. I'll concede that to you.
Exactly.
But for like most pods, I think it would be pretty relevant to have the Beast of
Well,
Burden.
we'll see how he does.
But yeah, like regarding this pod, he got the jackpot with early warning system, and then going into 4 small ships, and then a big and 3 smalls. Okay.
Yep, I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I'm also happy for him. Let's see. What do you say? Top 6? Probably not. Maybe not.
I'm gonna make the same mistake as I did before. I'm gonna say no top 6.
No top 6. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think I'm with you on this one. Like looking at the players and their lists, I think top 6 is very
I
contested.
hope he proves me wrong though, because I want to see him on top.
Okay, so let's get to Chimera, where I again almost completely went wrong. This is a pretty close one though, because we've got 19 points, 18 points, 16 points. The sad thing for my prediction is though that whom I predicted first came in 4th, so my prediction was just plain wrong. But yeah, who would you have predicted for this one?
This is a tough one because I don't know UK players as much as Alred does. So yeah, I don't really know. I think the only player I know in this group, I mean outside of Alred, is the second player, and I think he's really good. He also did surprisingly good in the UK Grand Tournament.
F had a Raptor? Oh my god, I probably pronounced that horribly, but
yeah, that's why I didn't try. Anyways, this guy, I think he is maybe the best player on the bunch. I don't know. That's what I would have predicted. How did I? He didn't end up being first. Okay, that's surprising. Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I think with Jammers we see pretty well, I say pretty standard, but it is kind of standard Empire, just like a bit different squads than always, but not terribly different. Would you say top 6?
I don't know the player. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I think also like there's a lot of lists from players I personally know that are very good, that trade very good into something like this.
Yeah, like, I mean it's still pretty solid.
It's definitely a solid list. I don't wanna like talk the list down. I just think that it's been played a lot, so people expect it a lot, and they build something that works against this.
I agree, and that's why I didn't think it would be first.
But yeah, I mean, it shows again that it still does work very well.
Yeah,
there's a reason it's played so much. Anyway, Pod 4 Conquest. Wow, I literally like you could have taken my predictions and then just flipped them around, and it would have been way better. Like if you just say the guys I predict they won't get further, then my predictions would have been so solid. It's fucking sad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so we've got Smithy with an Akbar list coming in here. In top. No, not on top. I thought he would come in top, but actually came into... Oh, he actually did pretty badly, sadly. 0-3 with the Akbar list. That's surprising to me, because I'm playing something kind of similar, and I think it does pretty well. And I know that Angry Ewok is also playing something kind of similar, and he got into gold. So that's probably, without trying to be rude, that's probably down to player skill in this particular pod.
Could be.
Let's see. Because I think, especially like AceCat has also, like not a standard, but he has a Ruthless Strategist Raider instead of a demo. But it's also like ISD, Ruthless Boat, and then squad build. And like I know that Akbar with squads does very well into that. If you play it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for second place we have Niedermeyer. So at least I think that's the first 100% correct prediction I made. Sad life.
No, you wait. Is it?
I think so. Ah no, wait, Elrod is also a prediction I made for second. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that is the only other completely correct one I made. Fuck my life, that's bad. Almost halfway through, I made 2 correct predictions.
No, you predicted Alex Yeo in my pod too. Oh no, no, sorry.
Yeah, but he didn't get through, sadly. So
yeah, of course.
Wait, we're not at Hydra yet. We're not even at Devastator. We're here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Double Righteousness is good. And Ace Cat's Empire list, I mean, it's strong. And we have a whole lot of squadrons in this pod to be killed from it. So it makes sense that it does well. I'm just still like I don't know about Piet. I know Piet and Vanto are like a cool combo, but you kind of just supercharge the ISD2. Not the thing I personally would do, but obviously it worked for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, any words from you for this pod?
I'm gonna give the palm of the most fun list of this pod to Mr. Frisky. It's just so great. Double MC30s with Medina.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it didn't work.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't work for him because
yeah,
that's just the best thing ever.
I would kind of agree with you. I would say that 2 MC30s are very fun, but I would rather play them with Kraken. I think he's way better for them. Because they don't need Medine at speed 3. Because they still go...
Or a gate.
Nah, I think Kraken is better because he gives something to both MC30s. And a gate only does it for one. And like all the other small ships you have with you also do very well with Kraken. Like if you have a CR90, which he has, it also does very well with Kraken. You just put it speed 3 and can't fire every turn, and it's a fucking amazing ship.
Yeah.
And like transports with Kraken are so annoying to kill. If you have Bright Hope and a Kraken transport on speed 3, my god, that thing, it's just so annoying.
You just don't shoot at it. You bump it to death, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. But if it has like something like slicers or something, you have like three turns of being hilariously annoying.
Oh gosh, you just gave me an idea.
Yeah, I think that list actually just put Kraken on it, and he might had done a bit better. Also, if I look at tournament points, it was very, very close again. Like Niedermeyer actually has 3 wins with 19 tournament points, but he still lost to Ace Cat with 2 wins but 19 points because Ace Cat probably had a better MOV.
Yep.
That's kind of fucking sadness that you win all your games and you still lose out on the gold part. Bruh. Right in the face.
It is what it is.
So, Ace Cat for top 6, yes, no? Probably same argumentation as with Jammers, that probably a no.
I mean, I actually think Ace Cat has a pretty good chance of making it there. I'm going to say he's going to be close to it.
Okay.
But not.
But he's got a kind of similar list to Jammers, so you'd make it down to the player then.
Well, Jammers is also really good, but yeah, I think you're right about the thing that it's the argument that it's classic, but we've seen it work twice already. So.
Yeah, that's also a fair point. That is also a fair point.
I think they can both do really well, but maybe not there yet. Not top 6.
Yeah, I mean, I have to just like go through the people and think of who I think would probably like just from the players be my top 6. That's so hard. There are so good people in here.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah, anyway, let's go on with the next one, or we'll take like 3 hours, which we probably already will, but hey. Pod 5, Devastator. Let's see, I predicted... again, I predicted the 2 players that didn't get on. Oh my god, what are these predictions? What did I do with my life? I mean, I think it's pretty respectable from Lark to get into silver with like 5 raiders and a gladiator. That's
I
like
fully agree.
mad respects. I mean, it's such a fun list, but I never thought it would do like that well competitively. Um, and I mean, looking at Chris, he also went completely squadless. So we've got 2 Munificents, Hard Cell, and a Recusant. I mean, we know Separatists are strong with with ships, but yeah, crazy that they did so well into Steve's very bomber heavy squad ball. And I mean, Dr. Chatton also has a pretty bomber heavy squad ball, so I'm really surprised that the 2 squadless lists did this well in the pod.
Yeah, I think I would have agreed with you on that one because I just don't know the players really well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to predict, and like if you look at it with Merrick and Jendon, and then 2 TIE bombers and Vader in the defender and a fire spray, that's so much bombing power going
It's
into those
brutal.
ships. He also has a demo and an IST-2. Like simply between the bombers, there's like 1 raider per turn should just die. In my calculus,
Yeah. Yeah.
like it's
Exactly.
like still mad respects to Lark that he did this well in the pod, but I don't understand how this came to be. But then again, it's also pretty close. If I just looked at the tournament points again, and Lark and Steve both had 16 points with 2 1s. So yeah.
I can only imagine Lark right now smiling, thinking, "Ha, I got you guys." Yeah, huge respect, of course.
So Chris with his all ship lists top 6.
We'll say no for the. I mean, I didn't even expect him to do as well, but
Yeah, but I'd be with you on that one. I think there's a whole lot of lists in there from very good players that can deal with a Recusant, and the rest is kind of hard to get on target with the double munis. They are hella tanky,
I mean,
though.
Chris could surprise us again, but
Yeah, he could. And I think it really depends on. Well, he only has 2 points of bid, so he probably doesn't have bid in the games where he really would need it. But
yeah.
Definitely something to look out for to see where that goes with Martuk and the 4 ships. Pretty interested in that.
Oh, you're right, because in this spot he did have bid on most of them. Yeah, that definitely must have played a part.
I mean, he had bid on all of them actually.
Except Steve, right?
No, Steve is also 400. They're all 400? No, wait. Yeah, no, 400.
I
on top. But then there it says 395. Yeah, no, you're right. So he didn't have bid on Steve. But he still won all his games. So maybe it isn't even
That's
like
crazy.
the bid thing.
Well, we can just hope that he surprises us again.
Yeah, that would be great to see. I hope I can get some of the gold games recorded and put onto YouTube. I've also recorded my games up until now, and I'll probably upload them once the tournament is over, because I don't want to like show the hidden strategies of the people I played against to their opponents and stuff like that. No, I don't think there's any of that, but no, but I can understand that people don't want their games publicized before the tournament has ended. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let's get to Gorgon. And I mean, from the players, it's not a big surprise that Angry Ewok went to gold, to be fair. Like, he's played this list forever, I think. But I tried to do my predictions without getting players in there, because, again, I didn't know them well. So, yeah. Only thing that is sad for me, again, is I predicted Mustache on 1, and he went out with an 0-3. So that's kind of unfortunate for him.
It really is. I'm not gonna say I expected it, but I didn't think he would do as well as you predicted.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think the list is pretty good. I've played something very similar a lot, and it works very well.
Yeah,
But
a lot of potential on that one, but you need
yeah, but I know that it's
you
hard
need to know.
into Intel Officer Akbar. Like Angry Ewok's list is kind of a straight up counter to that, because you can just intel
Oh, for
the
sure.
brace on the ISD, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and second was Adrian Broom. That's also wild. He's got 20 points with a 1 win. That is
Yeah.
a strong performance. It basically means he had to lose 6-5 twice and then win one game 10-1.
That's crazy.
That's actually crazy that he traded a 6-5 against Ewok and against Ghost in the Machine, probably.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, he has a pretty similar list to Simon, if I'm looking at it right now.
Pretty much. He doesn't have what's it called? Ramadi.
He does not have Ramadi, and but he does have the G8s as well.
And
Simon
he also has engine techs.
He has engine techs, yeah, but he doesn't have the speed 0 turning thing.
Yep, he has scramblers instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a good list. It works, obviously. Yeah, it's still just such a weird list to me. Onager, Interdictor, and then some squads. But, I mean, I can't argue with results. Yeah, so Angry Ewok, top 6. What do you say?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so as well. Yeah.
I mean, I think experience is one of the biggest key skills to have in this game, and he definitely has.
And like
that.
on top of that, experience with like probably exactly this list.
Yep.
Like I think he's played it forever and ever and ever and ever, basically.
Exactly.
Also, for all the people that watch this and don't know who Angry Ewok is, I wanted to say Google him on YouTube, but that's not how that works.
Okay.
Do look.
Go watch his videos.
Yeah, he has really good videos on YouTube on Armada tactics. I learned from them as well. Like very.
We all have.
Proof. Strong approve. Anyway, Hydra. Let's see, Hydra. We have Intercept on first. Of course, I didn't predict that. Dude, every fucking pod I predict the 2 players that don't get It's so frustrating to look at this now. And like, I think I need to go through this at the end and just cross out every pod where I predicted it exactly wrong, and I think I'll have like a 50% quote on predicting it totally wrong. Oh my god. Anyway. So, Interceptor 1 with the victory list. Interesting. I mean, it's cool to see a victory in gold. It's not something you see every day.
Exactly.
What is your take on this pod?
I was expecting Paul, so PT-106, and then Merc to come out of this. Just because I know they were really good players. But to be fair, I didn't really know Interceptor that much. I think he's a much better player than I anticipated. But I really like Paul's list. In Merc's list, we have seen it in multiple tournaments. It's very solid. And I mean, she plays it a lot, so yeah, she definitely has the experience with it. But yeah, I was thinking Paul was going to do a lot better. I really enjoy his Bactery, one calls it.
Yeah, it's nice. It can do engine techs and something else every turn. It's quite cool, yeah.
It's a mini ISD too. It's just so amazing.
I mean, if you look at the results, it's also pretty close. Because PT
really?
came in with 21 points and Interceptor came in with 23, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty close. The other two are not close at all, sadly. And I think Mechanic had a real tough one in this pod.
Yeah. Very sad.
I mean, it is triple muni. It's slow as fuck.
It's slow, but I mean, she farms a lot of points with his list, and it's pretty hard to take them down. So
Yeah, I just
she
see
usually
that now.
manages
It's
to
like
get enough points.
It's 16 points of bid on that one. That's crazy.
16 points a bit, yes, and she only has farming objectives except most wanted, right?
Yeah, so you play most wanted.
Which you don't choose.
No,
Well,
no, I think actually against that list you actually choose that.
probably.
And you go into it and you're like, eh. But like Munificents aren't like, as long as you stay out of double arc, if they throw 3 reds or 4 is like, I mean it would be 5 with Martuk, but yeah.
That's kind of tough.
It is tough. It is tough.
It's easier said than done, for sure. I think if you manage to do it,
I think
you can definitely...
most of our talking here is easier said than done. Looking at my own performance in this, and yours as well. I mean, I don't.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're in a place to judge these people. So everybody watching this, if you've come this far, cool that you have, and also, please don't take this as an offense. Like, it's not meant to. It's just some fun bantering about my horrible predictions for this one. So, yeah, for Interceptor, he did pretty well in this one. What do you say, top 6?
I hope so. Honestly, I hope he gets top 6.
You want to see the victory in top 6, right?
I just want to see the victory in top 6, yes.
Yeah.
It's such a great show.
I get that. I just think for me personally, probably not a top 6 prediction. Like, I'd love to see him up there as well, because it's like a different list, but than most of the time, but I don't think... yeah, I think my top 6 is going to be somewhere else, probably. Yeah. Anyway, next
I don't think he's going to be top 6 as well. Yeah, I think just like you do. I just hope that he gets...
You hope it, yeah, I get that. So, pod Monarch. And I think, like, from players... Well, it was pretty close. But then again, I think... Louis Saint-Andre is pretty... Louis Andre, sorry. What am I talking about? Louis Saint-Andre. Okay, I can't even read anymore. My brain is starting to turn off too much Armada. Louis Andre, I mean, everybody knows him, I think. Or most people know him.
Yeah. Well, all the French do, that's for sure.
But I think he had played kind of different lists in the past, right? He was, if I remember correctly, he was the one who made Cog big. And he did some...
he was the one that made Constantine.
Yeah, exactly that as well. And I mean, this one... I mean, it's still Constantine. So it's still the Louis special, I guess.
Yes.
But I personally... maybe I'm just... Okay, probably I'm just too shit to see how this works well. But if I look at this, I'm like, how does it work? It doesn't look super good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's Constantine and an interdictor and like... I don't know, man. It's like... And also like the squad wing. If I look at the squad wing, I'm like, brother, I get why you have I get why you have Jonas there for like the accuracy for the interdictor and the victory, but like the whole thing is so slow with the interdictor, and I mean the victory is a hero engine tech, so that's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's such a weird list to me, to be honest.
It's Louis special. It's all there is to it.
Yeah, probably. Well, and did I... At least my prediction of Turavis on second was right. And I think his list is kind of solid. With the BT, MC75 and the good squad wing. It's a good rebel list. So, yeah. Louis Andre, top 6.
It's another one that I hope, but I don't think it's good.
Actually, I'm gonna be I'll contradict you here. I'll say he's gonna be top 6.
Yay!
I'm gonna say it. I will put Louis Andre on top 6 here. I need to later on. I need to put top 6 somewhere. My predictions. Yeah.
Sure.
So next one, Nemesis.
This way did we.
Or do you have anything on Monarch still? Sorry, I kind of.
I was hoping Mercier to do a lot better, but I think that's just not what he usually plays. I could be wrong here. Maybe that's something he
And
played in the
I'd
past.
come back to my assessment that, like, I mean, I also assessed that I think his list is pretty solid. But then
Yeah,
again, it's like it's Empire with ISD Gladiator and some squads. And I think everybody and their grandmother has played against ISD Gladiator and squads a whole lot.
for sure.
And I think also something that I kind of like from the cards themselves, I think Sloan is very strong. But then if you look into competitive meta, Sloan doesn't tend to do like super super well. Like she's always one of the stronger admirals for Empire, but she's not in the winning lists most of the time, I think.
Yeah, until you look at Poland, I think she won. Could be wrong. At least she won day one. So.
Well, then I'm badly informed. That is also a possibility. But
And
I
by
think
like a pretty good margin, if I remember correctly.
okay, then I'll just shut up and go
No,
on.
I think you're right. Sloan does
I mean, she kind of makes the
usually
ships
doesn't win.
a bit too predictable because you have the ISD one and it has Sloan on it and it has flight controllers, so you know it's gonna squadron from turn 2. It has to, or
Yeah,
the list doesn't really work.
yeah,
And you
exactly.
also have the Gladiator that gets nothing from her other than like the increased token pressure from the squads. So I
Yeah,
think
I
like
think
with
he did
something like Jerry
pretty
or
much the same
Ozzel,
mistake
the
as me.
ships become way less predictable in where they're gonna be.
I agree.
But yeah, that's like list discussion, not necessarily a thing we should get into here probably. Let's
Yep.
see, Nemesis. Hey, I predicted something right. Well, at least the first the first one I predicted right. And I mean, this is again, yeah, I mean, we talked about this multiple times. It's ISD Gladiator and a bunch of squads. We know it's strong. I think on the Discord I had some discussion with Fuzzball about his jump master after I published the video. So
Nice.
again, no hate about the jump master. It's just something I personally wouldn't do. But if you want / need the grit, I totally get why he's there. Yeah. For second, I said Ryan Becker. Sadly, he seemed to have had a pretty rough time in that pod. Who came in second? Michael. Wow, another separatist all ship list that did pretty well. Because if you look at it's actually crazy. Look at the tournament points again. He has 20 points as well with only 1 win. So he got 2 6-5 losses and 1 10-1 win.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow.
That's actually crazy. I think that's pretty pretty wild that we have like a second player already that did that. And like with his 20 points, like if Fuzzball had played a bit worse into another opponent, he could have actually come in first with only 1 win in the pod.
First with 1 loss, with 2 losses.
Yeah,
Jeez.
with 2 losses, that's crazy. I mean, if you look at them,
That's...
like the first 3 are pretty close again. Yeah,
Well,
but
kudos to Michael to do that.
Sorry?
Kudos to Michael for doing this.
Yeah, obviously.
Well
done. So, Fuzzball, top 6, what would you say?
It's hard to say, but I think, yeah, I'll agree with everything that you said before and say no because it's kind of too classic.
It's too classic. But yeah, it's like I think it's hard to bring something that's not classic, but then again, bring something that works because Armada's a bit stale lately. It's just hard. But yeah, I think it's hard. I don't know the player. I think some of the people I know are gonna be, or I hope are gonna be top 6. So I'll also say no on this one. Anything else on this pod from you?
No.
So, number 10, Relentless. We are almost 2/3 done, and my throat is only hurting a little bit. Great. I mean, at least I predicted Jay. I put him on second. He came in first, so kudos to him.
You put him on second?
I put him on second from
Okay.
I mean, again, from the list, and it's like,
Yeah.
if you look at it, let's focus on a bit more. If you look at it, it's like double ISD, completely squadless. I mean, he has got a good pod for that, because there isn't a whole lot of squads.
Exactly.
But I really thought Valka would do better with his pretty bomber heavy into a whole pod of squadless, basically. Like, he's got Hondo, he's got Merrick, he's got Vader. It's actually... Okay, maybe that's the problem. Like, 2 fire sprays on top, and then the squad wall would have been perfect for this group.
No Jendon.
Yeah, I mean... It's Valen in there, I don't know. But honestly, if you go Merrick, Vader, and Hondo, you don't do Jendon. And you don't need it, because for bombing power, you already have Hondo for the second double blue bomber. You basically already have...
Yeah, but that's another squad that you have to invest. Whereas you can keep Hondo in the back and just use him. If they throw something at you, you can just move it away.
Otherwise, you would have had Jendon in the back.
Yeah.
That makes... I mean, Hondo needs to go in either way. But you use him first normally you use him for double tap for Mauler. At least that's where I mostly see him.
I've seen him also being used with, like, Hondo grabs something that's really important for the enemy list, like Jan Ors or like Biggs. And you just kill it and then you destroy the rest.
Exactly, so I think Hondo mostly you need for 1 turn, and then you can use him as bomber.
Yeah, but I think you want to keep it in the back as much as possible, because if they try something and you're bombing,
but it doesn't matter. Like, he's a 6 hull double brace bomber. It's easy. Like, I think, especially if you have Mauler in there as well, Mauler is gonna be a way bigger target. Vader in Defender is most of the time a way bigger target and easier to kill.
Yeah.
I don't think Hondo is the one you play KG here.
I didn't mean to play Hondo KG. I was more thinking about the fact that you engage 2 squadrons instead of 3 in terms of bombing, because you can keep Jandon in the back as long as you have a distance 1 of the other 2 to shoot a 3rd time, and then you can keep Hondo for like later, or just send them right away and you have 4.
Okay, but for that you would need Jandon and Hondo, and you probably don't ever have that, because you want to have Merrick and you want to have Vader and you want to have Mauler, or at least that's my rationale. So you can either have Hondo or Jandon.
But then to me, if you don't have Mauler, it's hard to justify Hondo in there.
Exactly. That was why I looked at this and I was like, wait, why is there Valen here? Why is there 2 TIE fighters instead of, like, a fire spray?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not exactly the squad ball I would have chosen, but I guess. Yeah, but it's very cool to see, like, the double ISD advance.
MSJ. You couldn't expect less from him.
Okay, so you say top 6? Am I hearing top 6?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
It's hard. I don't know the players, so I'm still looking at the list. Like, I see he did pretty well in this pod, but also
he also did really good at Worlds multiple times. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, so I'm just fucking retarded. That's good to know.
No, don't worry.
I don't know, man. Okay. If you say top 6, I'll go with you on that one. It's a very intriguing list to me with the Phylons and the double ISD. It's so much different than most things I see. I kind of want to see
Well,
it.
the name of the list gives it away. It says not quite optimized, so I think that's what he means.
I
There's a few
don't
crazy things in there.
I don't actually know, because like the phylons might just work for this list. Especially
I think
like
they
the
will.
the
Yeah.
thing where I was like really weirded out was when I saw the phylons on the Gazanti. But now
Ah,
thinking
yes.
about it, that actually makes a ton of sense, because what is double ISD bad into MSU? And you have the
CI90s. Yeah,
phylon on a small, so that's like it actually kind of makes sense.
it does.
The only thing that's still
And a suppressor in
very
there.
weird to
That's
me is
crazy.
like the dual turbo laser turrets. And like also he only has them on one ISC.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe he just wants to play a turbo that nobody does.
Hmm. Yeah, okay, I see that. But I don't know, man.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
No,
it's
I get your
kind of
point, and
it's kind of an odd choice.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, anything else to add onto this one?
No. I mean, I knew the two that were gonna win, just based on the experience I knew from them.
Ah, yeah, we haven't even
So
talked about Resproteus list. It's cool to see him do kind of well with that. Yeah, it's
yeah, I mean,
not
it's a
even
great
close.
list.
I mean, like, I don't know if I'm weird or if that's just German meta speaking out of me, but everything I see that's squadless or squad light, I'm automatically inclined to say it's bad. Like I see less than 100 points in squads, and I'm like, that's not a good list. Um,
Okay. Yeah, I get
like
that.
competitively, and I think that is also reflected if you look at most worlds top 8 cut.
Yeah.
There is no list that is like under 100 points in squads.
Mm, yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it's cool to see here. Like also, it's such a fun thing to bring Motti and then like the flex of only small ships with him. It's funny
Exactly.
to me.
It's really cool.
It is a cool list, yeah. And I mean, I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to Retribution, because I really can't remember what I wanted to say. Um, I mean, I predicted Zog would do kind of well. He actually took it, and not even close. So yeah, props to him. I mean, it's for Peltas. What do you expect? It's a good list. Everybody knows it's a good list. I just think it's boring,
It's the list
personally.
I should have played.
I still don't think your list is like. I think you should have just played more of your list. Actually, that's gonna be my hot take.
Yeah, probably.
And
No, you're
that would
right.
have probably might have been enough to bring you up at least to silver.
There's
Because
a chance,
like looking at
but
your
that I would
pod,
have needed
you
to
but you're only 2 tournament points away
fun.
from silver. Like it was really close.
Maybe. I'm just too salty about that game against the Onager.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I mean, getting clapped by Onager never feels good. It's just one of those things
Yes.
in Armada that just like if somebody else plays like a quote unquote normalist and claps me, I know I fucked that up. But if somebody
Yeah.
plays like a Farmhawk or an Onager and claps me, I'm like, this is bullshit game mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
I agree.
Enough ranting about Onagers. I think it won't make the game any better,
Yeah.
sadly. So yeah, looking at Arc, well, I mean, the other three were kind of close again, but RML did come out better, and I mean, he has a good list. Was he at the GT as well? Because I feel like his list looks pretty similar to something I saw there.
I mean, he's an American player, so.
So obviously not. Yeah, who is playing? No. But like, he's obviously not gonna be in our German GT, right?
I don't even think it was Akbar, the GT.
No, I think it was a gate, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, no chance.
Yeah, but Akbar double Intel Office is also a nice list. I mean, it
Yeah, he
does
didn't have.
punch like, ouch.
Yep,
Yeah, so
it's Akbar. You had
it,
to expect to do well. I thought Arc Welder was going to do a lot better, but I think
yeah, me as
this is
well.
not what he's used to playing, so that might
Hmm.
make sense.
Yeah, also I really wanted to have like a Separatist 134 and Gold Cup. I thought that would be like cool to see. And I think, I mean, I saw some list that was either it might have actually been him, because I think it was at the American GT where someone did very well with Grievous Providence and 134.
Not at all. This is Nick, unskilled first officer.
Okay, so you see, I'm confusing people again, but yeah, Nick did very well with that, so I thought Arc Weller might also do pretty well with it.
I thought so too, but it seems he's not used to playing this list enough. Because Arc Welder, I know him because he was top 4 of Worlds with an Imperial list. He played
Oh,
on
crazy.
stream versus the Peter Saber.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow. Well, Zorg, top 6.
I mean, I think so.
You think so? Crazy. Okay.
He beat some of the best players, so I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Crazy. I mean, no offense to the player, but I just hate to see Endor won by 4 Peltas.
Yeah.
But if
Actually,
he does it, I'll still say huge props. I mean, as you said, very strong players here in total, and I think there's very strong players in the whole tournament. So I think
I'm
everyone.
gonna change my mind. I'm gonna swap this guy to another guy in the future. You'll see.
Okay, so you're not gonna say Zog in top 6.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just because I'm gonna swap him to someone I
Who are you gonna swap him for?
know. You'll see next one. Next
Okay,
pod.
so Solo. Okay, I see. Then let's go to the next one. So you're gonna say Solo is gonna be top 6 then.
Oh yeah, my guy has to go.
That's also such a wild list to me.
Jordan needs to make it to
I
top 6
like
with this thing.
I think all the things in this list are good. I just don't understand the Redis. Because do you really think like an MC30 needs the Redis to get into the perfect position?
No, it doesn't, and that's why it's fun.
Yeah, like but like still like the same argument as earlier. Kraken might have been so much better here. I don't know, man.
For sure.
But it's a cool
Yeah,
list
for sure.
though.
No,
Like
I
I'm
agree.
not gonna argue against that. It's cool to see double MC30 in there.
I think he would agree with you too. It's not the perfect way of playing this. He just wanted to play Rados for fun.
Yeah, I mean he seems to have had a lot of fun.
Oh,
It's
he
also,
does. He always
oh
does.
my god, look at this. We talked about this earlier where someone went 3-0 and didn't make it to gold. Or almost didn't make it
Oh,
to
yeah.
gold. Here we have someone. Sad for Nick. Oh my god. He went 3-0 and he didn't make it to gold. Oh my god. That must have been very frustrating for him. I feel sorry. Oof.
Yeah.
That is really tough. But then again, like going 2-1 and getting 24 tournament points, that's like a whole lot of respect out to Solo. That's very nice. So you're gonna say
Well
Solo,
deserved.
Solo gonna go to top 6, yes?
He needs to. Yeah.
He needs to. What does he need to do that for? Just because he's
This
doing
list is
fun
just too
Redis
much
shenanigans?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah? Well
He
then,
needs to show the world that Rados is great.
I see. Yeah, I mean I like perfectly wrong predicted this one again. It's very nice. Very nice.
But hey, it's also 2 Rados going to, out of this pod. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah.
I love it.
But I think yeah, no, never mind. Why don't you put boarding troopers on the MC75? Why? It's just it infuriates me. Yeah.
Maybe because you don't have the follow-up, like you don't have the CR90 to go with this.
You don't need the CR90. You have the boarding troopers on the big guy. You go MC30
Well,
first, it goes out, and if your opponent spends his brace, it's gone.
yeah.
Because with MC30, MC75, you don't have like ultimate token pressure, and there's also no intel officer in here.
Then you're lacking in rerolls. I think that's what he wanted to go with. He literally has most amount of black dice that you can have this thing.
I know.
So
that's just
he was
the thing why I
probably
don't
concerned
go,
about.
That's the reason I don't play MC75 a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard. Rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere. Anyway, I think we can go on to the hero pod.
Let's go.
Where are we here? Yeah, I mean, at least... Yeah, no, I tried to predict Stonewick on second, and then I reconsidered to Maturin, doing another perfectly wrong prediction. Oh my god, it's another one of those pods where Stonewick went 3-0 and still came in second. And Jacob came in first with 2-1. That's fun. Well, not for him, but yeah. I think is it possible? I think I've played Jay before with his double MC30 Crusader Gate. It's a strong list,
Is it
though.
Jay or was it Solo? Because Solo also played that.
It might have been Solo.
Usually.
Like, it was on TTS, I think, half a year ago or more. So I really don't know whom I played against.
Then it's probably Solo, because that's about the same time that he won the LSO tournament, if I recall correctly, with it.
I see. Yeah, anything from you for this spot?
I didn't really have much to think about on this one. I think Stone Twig, I was expecting it to do pretty well. I wanted Maturin to do well.
Yeah,
it's not because you want that it happens. I think Broba would have done really good. But, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I already in the discussion, I didn't really love Broba's list.
Well, me neither. It's just I know it's a good player with a lot of experience, but it's Jacob that I don't know much of. So, but Jacob, he has a good list, so props to him.
Yeah, I mean, it is a strong list, no questions there. Top 6 though, is a top 6 list.
No.
No, why not? Because your top 6 is already full.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard, I know. I mean, there's so many good lists in here, I think, and good players on top. It's crazy.
Wait, how many players do I have in the top 6 already? Like 3?
Let's go. You've got Solo. You said... No, you didn't say Zog. You said...
I said Jay.
You said Jay. You said...
And I said...
Did you say Lewis?
Ewok. Oh, I said Lewis too. You're right.
You said Angry Ewok. And
that's 4. Okay.
Did you say Acecat or did you not say Acecat? I'm not sure on that one anymore.
I don't think so.
Aresius?
Oh shit, Aresius too. Oh well, it's more than full now.
I mean, so if you say Aresius, that's like 5 already. So there's one more. And
shit.
My personal next one would be Mac, obviously, but
yeah, I think Mac and Sam are gonna make it, but
yeah. So you have 7 people in your top 6. That's a problem.
Yikes! Well, that's a top 7. That's fine.
Okay, that's a top 7. Okay, I think I'll can I somehow have this be can I not squiggle onto this? I kinda wanna hello? Okay, I'll have to no this, yeah. I'm trying to scribble down which ones you said for your top 7. So this Mac and Sam. I'm with you on those two, obviously. Solo, I mean Angry is easy one, Louis is easy one, Mauritius.
Mauritius.
And Ace Cat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
Did I say Ace Cat?
I don't know if you said Ace Cat. Tell me, do you
I don't
say
think
Ace Cat?
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
Let's jump back to what he was playing again. I think I went too far already. Yep, there.
Yeah, I think you can change Ace Cat by Mauritius.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. He's one of the ISD Ruthless players, so we didn't say Ace Cat. So we have a top 6 then.
Okay.
That actually works. Okay. So, yeah, let's go through the last ones. Yeah.
We'll just be so wrong about the top 6.
Yeah, obviously.
We'll come back to that.
I mean, you see how wrong I was. I think it's so hard to predict this. Also, the other guy, I forgot who he is on Discord. He also did a prediction, and I think he got.
Oh
it
yes,
he got like 60% of predictions right, which I think is crazy good. Yeah, it was wild to me. Anyway, we've got 3 more pods to go, so I'd keep on going with those.
Yep, go ahead.
So Dominator was my pod, and let me tell you, it was the fucking sadness.
It's a death pod.
Not only that, I almost won against Mac. His ship was on 1 HP, and I would have had that guaranteed from a TRC if I had brought my CR90 into range. But I bumped my own transport in a fucking ridiculously dumb maneuver. Like, no. It was like I should have just taken like the safe maneuver and just be in range and be fine, and I would have actually won the game and tabled him. But like that, he tabled me without losing much. It was so sad. It was
Mac doing Mac things.
Like, controversial take, and I have video evidence for this. But I think he underestimated me, and he actually didn't play it that well.
Holy, okay.
Because he put his GR75 in a position where it twiddled its thumbs the whole game and didn't do anything. And then he played my surprise attack and kind of just didn't account for the raids.
It worked out somehow, that's crazy.
And it worked out somehow as well, yeah, that. But I think he went into it a bit. I mean, to be honest, to me he makes the impression that he's more in for the fun and for fucking with people than to actually win the whole thing.
I feel like he always does.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
but then he wins somehow.
I came pretty close to actually getting that, and I was even more infuriating that I didn't. Because then I would have actually had a close one for first place.
I think you should consider that as a half a win.
Yeah, I do consider that as half a win. And yeah, I'm in silver now because Machi, who came in second, actually dropped from the tournament, sadly. But yeah, I mean, not to be rude to Armtear, I really don't want to be rude to him. I just think I just think my prediction that the list is not like super strong kind of came into it because I mean, yeah, I think Kraken already is like it would have had a lot more punch with Martuk. At least in my game, I think he proc Kraken once in the whole game.
And I just think it's so sad that a fellow content creator has such a tough time against you 3.
I mean, I think it's overall like not to give myself any props, but even with the other 3, like just disregarding me completely, it's a pretty strong pod.
Yeah, it's definitely a pod of death. That's for sure.
So yeah, I mean, we already nominated Mac for top 6, but yeah, Mac in top 6, right?
Yep.
He's gonna probably come in 6th because he doesn't doesn't play it too tightly, and he's just like, oh, whatever. Anything from you to over my pod?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so second to last pod. Wow, a correct prediction. It's crazy. I predicted Sam.
No way.
Wow, what is going on? I mean, yeah, obviously double MC30 with Intel. Like, he's got 3 Intel officers and Akbar. It's like a super strong list, and he's also a pretty good, very good player. Pretty good, very good player.
Incredibly good.
Yeah. I mean, why didn't I predict Patrick? Because I saw Garmbel Iblis. That's why I didn't predict Patrick.
Yes.
Like, he still has all the things that are like good, but I think the list would just be better with a gate. It would be better with Akbar. It would be better with I don't know, man. Probably everyone but Garm.
It would, and I think Garm is another one of these. I take Garm because it's a fun.
Yeah,
animal.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, and I mean, I wanted to see Honey Badger do better with the double Van Lumi list. I like it. It's also a bit different than all the other
I
double
don't.
Van Lumi lists. You don't like it?
It's still Lumi to me.
I mean, yeah, okay, I guess. And I think in this pod, you see from Corsac, he's got the standard in quote unquote Empire thing again.
With Piet again. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think apparently a lot of players like the Vanto Piet because you just have a second command dial on the ISD. I personally don't. Yeah, I don't know, man. And I think that list in particular also has the problem that it has the Raider as a lifeboat, so you don't really want to commit the Raider, but you kind of need to.
You just have an ISD2. And that's
and you still need
list.
to commit a second ship somehow. It is what
I
it
mean,
is.
it's pretty tough. ISD2 plus squads is pretty strong.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is I think he's in a pod where people are like, especially the double MC30 with Intel officers, that is just made to melt an ISD2.
Yeah, Sam just knows the matchup.
And Patrick's assault frigate MC30 and squads also trades very well into the ISD2. Because the squadrons with Gen Ors and Gallant Haven do very well into standard Empire stuff.
Yep.
And the Raider, as we said earlier, can't really commit, so it's kind of an ISD alone against an assault frigate and an MC30, and that's pretty tough for the ISD.
Exactly.
And yeah, as we said, Sam in top 6, probably.
For sure. No doubt.
No doubt. Okay. And then for the last part, or do you have anything on top of that list analysis?
I don't think so.
So last pot, Mundo. Yeah, of course I didn't do.
This is the Australians.
This is the Australians. That's good to know. I mean,
and I think there's at least one of them that's from New Zealand. Not sure.
Let's say it's Oceania. That's the right. Right?
In the US, they actually call it Australia.
They call it Australia, and they just put New Zealand into it as well.
Yes, and a few other islands, but not everything that we consider Oceania. Kind of weird.
I think that's an American geography problem and not a me
problem. Oh, let's not get into that.
Still, though. I mean, Mundo with the reddest dropped MC80 Star Cruiser came in first. That's wild to me. I underestimated this list completely.
I think so too.
But I gotta say, I don't know if the Starhawk is gonna do good into the lists that are in gold.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. And then Relent, finally another correct prediction here on second. I think his list is pretty nice. I really love the Hammerhead with flight controllers and expanded hangar bay. I also played something similar, and it's so funny. Because it's like the only small carrier you can get for Rebels. It's cute.
It's such a poor reality. That's sad.
But like with Fan Rao and expanded hangar bay and a token, you can actually do 3 from the ship, one of which has to be Fan Rao, and then 2 generics.
You get 5 total.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have, I think it has one of the best carrier quotas that you can have. Because it's 50 points for 5 squadrons and flight
Yeah.
controllers, which is actually pretty strong. If you
Actually, the Gear 75 naked is better,
but it doesn't have flight controllers, which I
it
would
doesn't have
say
flight
makes it
control.
worse.
You're right. You're right.
Because if you're min maxing at the end of the day, you always want flight controllers, right? If you're activating your squadrons.
Oops.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you go GR75, you can also just take a rogue squadron and not activate it and not have the GR75, and that's the best quota. You need 0 points to activate that. But yeah, anything from you for this pod?
Not really. I'm really looking forward to how Mondo is going to do, because I think he's a really good player. But yeah, I mean, it was the result is kind of expected.
I mean, you did a 7.
I'm gonna be honest. I have a huge anti-Providence bias for the Rebels. So. But it's a really cool ship, and I love when people bring it.
How are you getting into the Providence for Rebels from this pod? Am I blind?
I just have no idea.
It's
yeah,
because
I
you looked at
definitely thought
and Andrew. Okay, yeah, I get it. And now I'm getting it. My brain was like, I was just looking at the 2 people who got out of the pod, and I was like, why is he talking about a Providence? Fucking retarded. Why do you not like the Rebel Providence though? I think it's like the best fighter coordination team thing for Rebels. So if you want to go B-Wings...
It is the best fighter coordination team, but is that a good strategy? I don't think so.
But I think B-Wings are actually pretty slept on.
They probably are. It's just, whenever I see B-Wings, I also look at Skirks, and I'm like, the Skirk is just a better B-Wing. So yeah, don't even play the Providence.
But it has one less die, right, against squads.
Well, who cares? You just have the rest of the squad will to deal with that. He has 1 more HP and grit. He's just so annoying.
But I think that's actually a problem, because I see a whole lot of lists that have like 1-3-4 in squads and do really well because every single one of their squads can do fighting, and then after it, half of the ball can still bomb very well. And I agree. I think that is also one of the things why Separatist 1-3-4 is lacking so much, because you take 40 points in bombers and they can't fight for hell. They're just dead weight until you have won the squad war. And I think most of the really good squad balls in 1-3-4 have like everyone can contribute before bombing.
I totally agree, and I don't think B-Wings are a good fighter bomber. They only have 5 HP, and they don't have as many combos as the X-Wings have for the HP.
But like, kind of just for bringing like 2 of them, if you have engine tech, fighter coordination team somewhere, so you have like 2 double dice bombers to make your bombing stronger, and they're still okay. If you bring Dagger, it's double blue and a black with Swarm, which is pretty good in my book.
Dagger's slept on, yes, but then you have to play, the Providence, and I just don't think it's a good ship.
Yeah, I get the speed 2 is rough.
The Rebel Providence is kind of tough.
I think all of
if you want to play the fighter coordination team, then he just doesn't turn at all. So.
Would you do engine techs and nav team?
Yeah, but then you just don't have anything to combo with your squads. So.
Yeah.
Kind of defeats the point.
Yeah, I get that.
So then you have to play maybe take evasive actions, but then you play a Pelta, and the Pelta is already such an expensive ship that's not worth much. So.
And that's actually a good point.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a good. I think that having the Providence, you're shooting yourself in the foot with the Providence. So the B-Wings are left on their own.
Yeah, sad life. But I mean, we also don't want oppressive B-Wings, so maybe that's a good thing. they
should definitely be played more, especially the Providence.
They would be so fun with Yavaris as well, when you go like a blue double black bomber. That's crazy.
For sure.
Well, any last words to the overarching field and like the whole thing?
Well, I'll say this. I really hope that those that we didn't consider in the top 6 make it much further than we think, so we can make another one of these videos where we're like, oh no, all of our predictions were wrong.
As I said, my predictions are calculated, but I am very bad at math. Yeah, no, I mean, let's definitely make like a second video, and I hope we can maybe find some of the gold games and just watch a stream and then just comment on it.
If we can stream them ourselves, we'll do that.
That would be so great. Like, let's maybe look into that for the next few weeks if we can find gold games and then find time together and then just sit there.
I have a ton of free time, so
do the double sports commentator in like a different Discord room. Very nice.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't talk over them while they are playing. That would be.
Well, we can always have like one of us as a spectator inside of their game, and then we can make our own, channel.
Yeah, but then the one who spectates
voice channel.
Yeah, but then the one who spectates can't talk.
No, I mean like.
Okay, we'll coordinate this later.
Inside of TTS.
I'll end off the game now. The game, sure. the video now. I hope everybody enjoyed our little rundown of my very bad predictions for this tournament. And yeah, we're gonna have more content for you guys coming to YouTube about Endor, so stay tuned and have a good time.
Bye.
Bye bye.